Hello, my people. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I trust you're doing well. I trust the lessons and the things we talk about have been helping you, have been getting to you, have been enabling you even tackle issues better, understand yourself more. And this is another one of those episodes because we're talking about self-awareness. If you just joined us, welcome to Mudhoni's Mission. It's my YouTube channel. My name is Mudhoni Mukiri. I'm a media personality. I'm passionate about our emotional well-being, our emotional wellness, our thoughts, our behaviors, becoming better people, because the motto is start with yourself. So we start with ourselves. People out here telling me, Mudhoni, you're doing motivational speaking. That is really nice. No, I am not doing motivational speaking. I am not a motivational speaker. I look at myself as a life teacher because most of the things I talk about here are things I go through in life, things I have gone through in life, lessons I have learned in life, things I have read. And actually, that's why I give so many examples about myself. Sometimes I feel like I overexpose myself, but I talk about these things from my personal experiences. So thank you and welcome for joining us. This is a safe place. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to be a mess. It's okay not to have your life in order. That's where you're here, so we can do this together. So we're talking about self-awareness today, a very serious topic, a very important topic. You have to be self-awareness, and actually even to be successful, you have to be self-aware. You have to know what direction you want to take, why you're taking it, why you don't want to take this other direction. You need to really understand and know yourself. Self-awareness. Welcome to my channel. Self-awareness is knowing yourself on a deeper level, knowing why you behave the way you do, knowing why you're thinking about what you're thinking, having the capacity, the ability to shift your thoughts to what you want to think about, having the ability to control your emotions. And the most important thing that self-awareness does to you, it brings about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is understanding your emotions, knowing how to control your emotions, why you have those particular emotions, and understanding emotions are important, but you can't let your emotions control you. And emotional intelligence, of all intelligences, emotional intelligence is the most important intelligence that you can have as a person. If you want to be successful in life, if you want to have your life together, if you want to make good decisions, if you want to make sober decisions, you have to have emotional intelligence. You have to stop being swayed by whatever is happening in your life. You have to be focused. Yes. So emotional intelligence is really important, and it's vital to have that. Women, we struggle with controlling our emotions. Our emotions are all over. We are sabotaging our marriages, our relationships, our friendships, our relationships with our colleagues, our relationships with our neighbors. We sabotage them. We cannot handle our emotions. Emotions are to control kama gari. So there's one of the ways I learned how to handle my emotion. This I was taught by my therapist. Every time, there are those times when you're overly moody, you don't want to talk to anyone, you just don't want story mingi, you just want to stay in bed. Those days you have emotions, or if someone does something to you, you're huku crying, your day is ruined, your anxiety has shot up, you're on your way to the hospital. We don't know how to control our emotions. So on that day when you're feeling like that, when it's crazy, when you're feeling like you can't talk to your husband, you don't want to talk, what is wrong with his husband, those days you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you're overly emotional, write that date down. There's something called PMS, premenstrual syndrome. Premenstrual syndrome affects 90% of women. Chances are very high chances are you are part of that 90%, and that is why I'm talking about it, because I am part of that 90% and I've studied myself. So premenstrual is a condition that affects women's emotions, their behavior, their moods before, during, or after your periods. You understand? Before, during, and after your periods. So that day you're feeling overly emotional, like you don't want to talk to anyone, your day's ruined, you're crying all over the place, you're too overly emotional. Write that date down and study that date for the next 3-4 months. Every time you get like that. I have done it myself. Sometimes I wake up and something happens and I'm huku crying. I don't even want to leave my bed. I just don't want to talk to my boyfriend. I don't talk to my sisters. I just don't talk to me. And then at some point I ask myself, okay, what day is today? And then I just let it go, and I realize maybe I'm just before my period, during my period, or after my period. There's a specific time yours happens. Either before, I know the specific time mine happens. Before, during, or after. It's called PMS. Monitor. When you get overly emotional or things are not working, there's something wrong, look at what time you are in your cycle. You understand? Yes. So imagine you will get to a point where when you're going through emotions, when you're mad at everyone, when you look at your calendar and you realize it's that time, when you get like that, it just automatically goes. The mood swings just leave you and you just go back to your normal self. So monitor your calendar for PMS. Most of the times, the reason we're overly emotional is because of PMS as women. So monitor it. It's magic, you guys. You won't believe. It's amazing. It works for me. Sometimes when I get crazy, all of a sudden I remember, what is it today? It's before. Then I'm fine. I just move on with my life. So the other thing you need to do is know your strengths. What are your strengths? When I ask you, what do you like about yourself? Most people will feel like it's an exam. Will behave actually like it's an exam. What do I like about myself? What do I like about myself? Okay, I don't like that one. What do I like about myself? Like, if we struggle to even know what we like about ourselves. But if I asked you what you don't like about yourself, I hate my stomach. Like, what is wrong with my skin? Like I can't communicate. Like, I can't do this. We are so quick to point out what we don't like about ourselves. So, what do you like about yourself? What are your strengths? So when I think about myself, giving myself as an example, one of my strengths is that I'm very diligent. If I intend to do something, I will do it so well. So at the back of my head, I know that. So I just I just know I'm diligent. Know what your strengths are. There's a time I went for therapy, you guys know that, and I remember my therapist asked me to write things I like about myself, like the positives I wrote about myself. I have them here. There's so many. So I wrote I read this apart. I'm very kind, I'm smart, I keep it real, I love knowledge, I'm trustworthy, I'm God-fearing, I have a beautiful smile, I'm a good cook, I'm assertive. Those are some of the things I wrote. I don't want to read all of them, you guys. And then also I had to write down my negatives. Even for you have to write down your positives and your negatives. My negatives, I wrote, I'm clumsy, I have a nasty attitude, I have victim mentality, I can be very emotional, I can be difficult. Some of the things I wrote. I like attention, I'm a spendthrift. Those are some of the things I wrote. You need to know your strengths. What are your strong points? For example, I'm very diligent. I'm also very resilient. Like, I can withstand that pressure until I get what I want, So the idea is, when you know your strengths, you build on your strengths. You know your strong point, so you lean more on that side. Also, when you know some of our strengths and our positives can also be negatives. For example, like, one of my positives is I am an easygoing person. So being an easygoing person can also mean that people take advantage of you. So you have to be an easygoing person, but with boundaries. You know where to draw the line. You understand? You need to know yourself. That is what self-awareness is. You need to know what you stand for. As you need to have your strengths individually. Kama mimi kama mso, najua zangu individual. That's why I'm saying I'm very resilient, and I'm also very diligent at whatever I do. And I know that. Also, know what you like to do even during your free time. And can we stop generalizing hobbies? I love reading books, I love watching movies, I love traveling. When was the last time you read a book? You read a book. What was it about? Why did you read it? Okay, you love traveling. What was the last destination you went to? You don't even know, because you don't even travel. Just do research. Study yourself. Know what you like. Know your strengths. Know your positives. Know yourself kabisa. On the negatives, you know your negatives so you can know your limits. Like what you can take and what you cannot take. You understand? Yes. So when you know yourself, you're able to control your emotions. You're able to know this is not for me. You can be able to say no. You can be able to feel you will not give it your all because this is not my strength. I cannot be able to accomplish this. I cannot be able to do this task because that is not my strong point, So also, another thing I want to, so master your strengths, master your negatives. What is it that makes you unique? Why? What are your positives? What do you like? By the way, easy V2. When I ask you what you like about yourself, you remember me saying, where I've said, sometimes you ask people what they like about themselves and they struggle to find out what they like about themselves. They should be here. And that's why we have this channel. One of these days, nitawashambulia tu nukuuliza what you like about yourself on the street. If you tell me you watch my channel, I will ask you. Because I've been meeting with people and I love your channel, I watch your channel. Okay, what are 5 things you like about yourself? I will ask you that. They should be here. You should be your number 1 fan. I say that. You should be your number 1 cheerleader. We mwenyewe ni cheerleader wako unajijua. Mimi nikipewa hii task, hapa kabisa nafanya kabisa. Like this is my strong point. And you're confident in that area. So find out what you like, your strengths, your positives, and build on them. So also, I want to talk about controlling our emotions and in the aspect of anger. When I used to get angry and I used to be chaotic. Like have you ever been in a situation where you're so mad at someone, maybe at your employee, at your house help, at your just someone, and you just want to catch them at that point and give it to them straight, and then you call them and they don't answer the phone at that time when you're really angry, or you look for them and you can't find them at that particular point, that particular time, and then after 5 hours they call you back. You won't tell them what you wanted to tell them. Your anger has already calmed down. Or when you get angry and give it to them straight, if they're maybe available, give it to them straight and just go mad at them and just tell them what you really want to tell them. And then after 1 hour, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I should not have said that. How do we control our emotions and how do we not find ourselves in such situations? When you get angry, count 1 to 10. I know you're already angry. Count 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3. Count. You will calm down. Also, it's okay when you get angry to pace around, walk around. You know how to pace around? To just walk around, because you concentrate more on the steps. You stop thinking about what the other person has done. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be upset. I'm not trying to dismiss feelings, and no one should tell you what to feel because you just feel what you feel. However, I don't want situations where a situation happens and then you overreact and then now you are at fault. A situation happens with your house help, you're huku slapping them, you're throwing their clothes off the balcony, you're chasing them at night, and then you find yourself facing charges. You find yourself even in prison in situations. You need to be self-aware. You need to stop letting some of these minor things control you like that, especially as women. When you get angry, count 1 to 10. Pace around the room, know your strengths, you guys. PMS, like study your cycle. Every time things are happening crazy, you just know this is not you. Like you just udada kumone goma. That's what we say in Kikuyu. The devil wants to come out of your head. Look at your calendar if you're a woman and note that date and know exactly how far it is from your period, or if it's during or after, and monitor it. PMS really affects us a big deal. So today that was all. Self-awareness, and it brings about emotional intelligence. Know yourself. Jijue, hakuna mtu atakujua. When you know yourself, you're focused. These are my strengths, so I would do better in this area than in this area. You don't waste time. When you know yourself, you're able to control your thoughts. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, now if I'm fired today, now my child has gone to school, there's corona, just thinking negative things, you can be able to shift your thoughts and think about, I'm happy I have a job, I'm actually happy I have a job, instead of thinking you would get fired. Oh, I'm happy my child is healthy, there's corona, but my child has been healthy all through. You can be able to channel your thoughts in positive ways. So that's all I had prepared for today in terms of self-awareness. Let's meet at the comment section kama kawaida. My name is Mudhwani Mukiri and you have been watching Mudhwani's Mission. Thank you.